Oh, yes. Comfort food. Sure, it might be the same game I've been playing for 11 years straight, but hey, at least I can guarantee that it is classic Mario Kart. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is classic Mario Kart. This is really just the epitome of Mario Kart. And honestly, I think 11 more years, I'll be perfectly fine. Oh, God. Oh, not like that'll ever happen. So it did happen. Mario Kart 8, a game that for 11 and a half years, people were genuinely just fine with calling it the definitive Mario Kart. And if you ask me, it still is the definitive Mario Kart. I mean, the controls are buttery smooth. It has 96 courses, but to be fair, it took the span of a decade for all of them to be added. And it has some of the best visuals of any Switch 1 game. And even for the Wii U, it looked really great. It actually looked amazing for the Wii U, I'm not gonna lie. But, yeah, this game is amazing. But Mario Kart World just gives us something new. So Mario Kart World, the game we've been waiting for 11 years, and the console we've been waiting for not as long, but still a decently long time. I waited in line for 2 hours for this, even though I got a pre-order. No matter what you think of Mario Kart World, which trust me, a lot of people have certain pricing opinions on it, it definitely will stand as a really big game to launch your console with. It only does give players a lot of things to do when the console comes out. As in, play one game, and also play our shitty Nintendo Switch Online. So yeah, you get a bunch of options. But for the game itself, do I think it was worth the 11-year wait? Yeah, I think it was. And do I think it's better than Mario Kart 8? You're gonna have to wait to see that. But, yep, I'm gonna see right now if Mario Kart World is worth the 11-year wait, and is it a good game? Which, by the way, the second answer is yes, and I already answered the first one. But the third question we'll be asking is it better than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? And that's what we'll be looking for. And also just my genuine review of it. I don't know, but what else would you be looking for? But without further ado, let's begin my Mario Kart World deep dive and see if it's better than Mario Kart 8. When it comes to how Grand Prix mode's set up, and also by the way, I'm barely going to talk about Grand Prix mode, this is mostly just about the courses itself, because what a better time than talking about Grand Prix. But when it comes to how Grand Prix mode is set up, I honestly can't really say I dislike it. I do kind of find it annoying how on certain tracks, like we spend more time driving to said track than actually driving on the track. Like, I get it, it's about the journey and not the destination, all that bullcrap, but I really, like, this is one of the few times where I want to go to the destination. The destination is the journey. This is the reason why I'm going on the journey, just so I can, like, I should be able to race on more than one lap of Toad's factory. And some tracks get better than others, like, for example, Mario Circuit, which I'll get to that once I get deeper into the courses, is, it gets all 3 of its laps in. To be fair, it does need all 3 of its laps. But there's no reason why, like, tracks like Bowser's Castle, which is also a pretty big track, only gets 1 lap. And it's kind of just unfair for the rest of them. Because, like, the beginning tracks of every cup will get all 3 of its laps. But in every track going on for the rest of the cup, will have to spend 2 out of its 3 of its laps, or whatever number there is, but minus 1. Like, if there were 6 laps, 5 out of those 6 laps would be just getting to the place, and then the final lap would actually be racing on the course that you were promoted. Like, if I'm driving from, let's say, Koopa Beach to Peach Beach, even though I'm not sure that's possible, it is. It's very much possible. But let's say I'm driving from there. I'm driving to Peach Beach for a reason. I want to race on Peach Beach. So it's pretty annoying where I only get 1 lap on Peach Beach. And honestly, I think the easy or extremely easy way you could remedy this, you could have 100% just added extra laps. Like 2 out of the 5 laps will be spent driving there, and the remaining 3 will be spent actually racing on the course. Like, sure, make the races last longer, but it's not that bad if it means we actually get to play on the course that we're marketed on. It's mostly just a nitpick, but actually no, this isn't a nitpick. That's a genuine problem I have. That's the only major problem I have with Grand Prix mode, honestly. Well, actually, no, I actually have another problem, but I need to get into the track for that. Speaking of which, let's start off with Mario Bros. Circuit. Mario Bros. Circuit. Yeah, sure is a beginning track. This also brings another more of a nitpick than a complaint. Why isn't there anti-gravity? Like, not a single Mario Kart track came back, like, because of this. Because I was really looking forward to Mount Wario or Delfino Airport returning, but I guess I can just play them on the Switch too via Mario Karting. It would have been cool to play with them with that open world. But oh well. Beggars can't be choosers. Our next track is Crown City, which it's pretty alright. We only get 1 lap to race on it, but when you actually go into time trials or versus race and actually race on all 3 of the laps, I mean, it's alright, honestly. I can't really say too much about it. It's Crown City. We actually see it twice, which is really annoying. That's another problem I have. But like, why does Crown City and Peach Stadium get 2 tracks? Like, did they just ran out of like time to add tracks, and they're like, oh shit, we gotta add time quick. Okay, let's just put these tracks in by a different time of day in different cups. Like, the second version of Peach Stadium is the second last track you'll play in the game because it's in the special cup. So before you even get to Rainbow Road, the track that's supposed to lead to Rainbow Road is a track you've already played on before if you want to even get to Rainbow Road, which isn't really that great of a decision, but I should move on to the next track. And we got Whistle Stop Summit, which is a track I've only played a total twice, when I was first going through the game and when I was reviewing for this video, because I kind of completely forgot about the track. It's basically a train track. It's not that bad. It's not that good either. It's probably my least favorite track of the Mushroom Cup, but I've seen worse. And our final track for the Mushroom Cup is DK Spaceport. And yeah, this is one of the few tracks that actually gets all of its laps that it needs. And personally, yeah, this makes sense. Like, it's kind of like where it's an oval, but it goes up. See, it's like Sky High Sunday, but better. But yeah, honestly, not a bad Mushroom Cup. The weakest track is probably Whistle Stop Summit. And the strongest track, in my opinion, is probably DK Spaceport. As for the Mushroom Cup, as for the Flower Cup, it is completely retros. This isn't really a problem I have in the game, but it kind of is weird how they just mix the retro and nitro cups. Like, they don't, the tracks, they don't really split them up, and they don't put what game they're from either, which I find even weirder if you ask me. That's the part I find weird. Okay, so as we see, we got Desert Hill, which is just as boring as before. Shy Guy Bazaar, a track I've actually never played since I never played Mario Kart 7. And yeah, I had a damn good time of it. I enjoy it. I really do. And then we got Wario Stadium, which is a necessary remake. Like, jeez, they brought that track back for good reasons. Like, that joint needed to come back. At Airship Fortress, just as good as it was before, just as good as it was on DS, and it probably was really good on 7. I don't know, don't have the game. DK Pass, yeah, just as boring as it was before. I don't know what to say. Okay. Starview Peak, which is an original course. Also, yeah, you can clearly tell I don't have as much to say as the retro courses as I do for the nitro courses, as the nitro courses are just generally more interesting to talk about. Sorry, not sorry. So, Starview Peak. Yeah, pretty good. Sky High Sunday. Honestly, this is a pretty good glow up. It's not really within the design, but it's mostly within the layout. The layout needed it too. Feel like this joint is such a mid layout, but now thanks to Mario Kart World, there's multiple shortcuts you can take, and you can drive on the wall. Yeah, this is definitely went from being one of the most boring tracks in Mario Kart to being one of my genuinely being one of my favorites in Mario Kart World. Like, I really like this track. Speaking of tracks that are one of my favorites, Wario Shipyard. I was not expecting to like this track this much. Since I had played it on Mario Kart Tour, I found it to be alright, but I really enjoyed it here. I don't know what to say. I just like Wario Shipyard. Speechless, I know. Koopa Troopa Beach is exactly what you expect as an SNES track. I like the new beach party theme it has. Pretty cool. Faraway Oasis. It's not bad. Not bad. I can't really say too much about it. It's Faraway Oasis. I commonly mix it up with Down Jungle because they just have a lot of similarities. Speaking of similarities, Crown City. Oh wow, I was not expecting that to work perfectly. Yeah, I hate this track because it's just Crown City again. And I hate this version of Peach Stadium because I prefer the one in Special Cup. Moving on, Peach Beach. What a wonderful track. When I first saw it in the trailer, I didn't even know it was Peach Beach until I was told by somebody it was. But when looking at it now, yeah, it's definitely Peach Beach. It just has a way new design to it, and I like it. We got Salty Speedway. Not gonna lie, I think the track is pretty boring. Yeah, I'm sorry, I am not really that big of a fan of Salty Speedway. Can't say I love it, but I also can't say I hate it. Then we got Down Jungle. Down Jungle. I like it. This is actually one of the few tracks I like get a complete revamp that I actually like. There's another track that gets industrialized that I don't like. You'll see that not too far from now, but yeah, I like the industrialization here. I know what I'm saying. I like the industrialization. And great question block, Ruin. It's easily one of my favorite tracks in the game currently. I would say Sky High Sunday and Wario Shipyard. I would say Wario Shipyard is probably my second favorite. My favorite's a bit further on. And Sky High Sunday would be in fourth, and this would be in third. To be fair, this is me talking day one. My favorite could change at any point. Cheap Balls, new track, I forgot. I guess I kind of meant just how boring the track is. Not gonna lie. The track itself, okay, boring. No, it's not boring. It's not boring. I actually did have a good time on it. It's just nothing really to write home about. Now, Dan Live's Depths. Yeah, it's another water course, but you don't go into water, obviously, since it's Mario Kart World. So, it's alright. Damn, the Leaf Cup isn't really doing that great. Wait. But the last two carry it, though. Boo Cinema and Dry Bone Burnout are some of my favorite. No, actually, no, and I think about it, Boo Cinema is currently my favorite track in the game. Boo Cinema just goes so hard. I love the aesthetic of it. Just love it. And that's where I can get my favorite skin because I'm currently main King Boo. I'm currently main King Boo. And Dry Bones Burnout. isn't as good, but it's still a really fun track. Now to our second last cup, the Lightning Cup. Please tell me why Moo Medals returned in the first place. That is already a big enough question. But let alone, why is it in the Lightning Cup? What about this cup? What about this track is so difficult that it needs to be in the Lightning Cup? There's nothing special about this track, but there's an even worse decision that I'll get to very shortly. And I think we all know what's coming up at this point. Choco Mountain. Yeah, this is Sierra industrialization, and I don't like it. I just think that I don't see why they need to industrialize it. I'm acting like they really ruined it. It is just a video game course. Toad's Factory. I personally think that it was Toad's Factory that caused this, but who knows? I could be wrong. Toad's Factory is a really, really fun track. I'm being so honest. This is in Mario Kart Wii. It was an alright course, but I like the aesthetic and I like the theme of it. Like, oh, that's where the question blocks came from. It made my kid brain happy. But now, seeing it in HD, all the way in this beautiful 4K, which by the way, Nintendo took you long enough, and just seeing it with this, not really changed the layout, but I think just like with the new gameplay and the, okay, let's just get it out of the way. Mario Kart World has way better controls than Mario Kart Wii. Like it's unmatchable how better controls of Mario Kart World is versus Mario Kart Wii. But yeah, I like it. And the Bowser's Castle for this game, better than 8's Bowser's Castle, but I can't say it's my favorite. I'm still disappointed in the Bowser's Castle selection. I haven't seen a good Bowser's Castle since the remake in 2023. That actually hasn't been that long. So we got Acorn Heights. Ooh, Acorn Heights is actually a pretty interesting track. I like it. Mario Circuit. Why did Mario Circuit, out of all tracks, return? And why is it in the Special Cup? Nothing about this track is special. I don't care if it's Mario Circuit 1, 2, and 3 combined. You could would have made it a bit more special if it was Mario Circuit 4. But no, it's just Mario Circuit 1, 2, and 3. We've seen 3 in way too many. We've been playing 3 for a long time. Give 3 a break. Hit off of Mario Circuit 3's meat, bro. There are better SNES courses that you could have brought back. No, you decided to bring out the Mario Circuits, and you put in the Special Cup, along with Peach Stadium for the second time. And this one's better because I like the aesthetic, and Rainbow Road, which you ain't gonna see that. I'm gonna say that for later. Regarding the new Knockout Tour mode, yeah, I think it's pretty fun. This is exclusively just intermission, so if you're the person that was pissed that there were missions at all, Knockout Tour is not the mode for you, because it only reinforces what you hate. But if you're like me and you're more open to them, because the game still gives you a way to play the tracks in normal 3 laps, even though it should really give you that like, all I'm saying is it should still give you it during the Grand Prix. It's just like you have intermissions. Like, I don't think you should only spend 1 lap in Toad's Factory. You should spend more than 1 lap there. Bruce Cinema is way too short of a stage, but that's not the point right now. The point is that yeah, I like the mode. I can't really say too much about it. I guess if I could say something, I would be wasting time. I have nothing to say. So I'll just use the rest of this time to talk about the character select screen. Yeah, it's easily the worst character select screen I've seen in a while. And that's because the skins aren't just put in a separate folder. We put like in a folder with the characters. Like, I have to go through individual slots. And I thought the sorting feature was going to help, but man, all it does is just put all the skins together. But it still takes up time. So if I'm like trying to quickly choose a character, like, and I want a specific skin, I had to scroll through all of these characters just to find that skin. It's even worse if you don't have the sword feature on, because trust me, you want it on if you're gonna choose these skins. But yeah, this is not being the allocations for worst character selection screen that I've ever seen in a Mario Kart game, in a Mario game, and just in the game in general. It is my biggest problem with the game. I hate the menu screen. I think it's one of the worst in the game. In any game I played. Just like genuinely I hate it. Let's be a bit more positive. The actual character selection itself isn't that bad. I will admit their roster is a bit bloated. Like, you're telling me they could add Diddy Kong, couldn't add Diddy Kong, but they added Quick Stepper, but they just couldn't fathom adding Funky Kong. Yep, they sure did. But I also am glad characters like the Piantas and the Cataquacks and the cow from Moo Moo Meadows, that still is funny to me to this day, that those characters are getting the love that they deserve. I still appreciate that. So I will appreciate it and have it in full arms. But honestly, that is really all I have to say. So I guess we should move on to the final portion of the video. Oh man, the Rainbow Road in this game, I was not expecting that much from it. But to be fair, what I was expecting was a pretty good Rainbow Road. Rainbow Roads usually don't disappoint me unless you're one of the early ones. In that case, you do. But I wasn't expecting something this magical. If you play it in the normal Grand Prix, you'll start off in Peach Stadium and you'll drive to the actual course. And there's all this suspense, all this build-up, and the music does nothing but just help that build-up. And then after that, you eventually get shot up into the air. And then you spend 4 laps on the course. You only spend 1 lap actually getting to the course. The other 4 spent driving on the course that you are promised to be on. It begins with some honestly pretty difficult turns. I found it very hard to stay on. I like the difficulty in the Rainbow Road track. Being a Rainbow Road is supposed to be the final track of every game. It should be the hardest track in every game. And after that, we head to this fucking Crystal Lake. What the hell? So yeah, lap 3, a decent amount of it takes place in this Crystal Lake, but we eventually get back to normal Rainbow Road. And then lap 4 takes place in this Mario Space Station, which is also pretty weird, but yeah, but Mario Kart 8 already did that, so it's nothing too unique. But the final lap, man, honestly, I really want to show you, but I was talking way too quickly throughout the track, so while it's on lap 2, I'm on the final lap, so honestly, see it for yourself. It is truly just an amazing transition to the final lap. And the final lap itself actually gives you a fake out ending where you glide off into the track and it looks like the beginning. You think it's going to be the end, but you actually still got more race left. And you actually end in the middle of the air, which is honestly pretty crazy. But if I do have to say something, no, I can't really complain that much about it. I bet you if I wait a couple months, I might find some complaints with it. But I will also say that I think that Mario Kart 7's Rainbow Road might still be the better Rainbow Road, but I don't know. This is probably my 3rd favorite Rainbow Road in the entire series. My 2nd favorite is Wii Rainbow Road, and that's only because of the Mario Kart 8 version. And Mario Kart 7 Rainbow Road will probably always be my favorite, thanks to Mario Kart 8, since that's the only game I played it in. But honestly, this is just an amazing course to end off this game with. and I'm so glad that if they could have chosen, that they chose to make Rainbow Road the Rainbow Road it needed to be. This was what I was hoping for King Rainbow Road. It wasn't what I was expecting, because I was honestly expecting just an average ass track, but I was honestly not expecting enough, if you ask me. I should have expected way more from Nintendo, especially with a game that had 11 years of build up. But overall, I think this is easily not my favorite track, but definitely my third favorite track in the game. If I already said something was my third favorite, this is not my third favorite, and you're just gonna have to deal with that new fact. Now, before the video ends, because it's honestly pretty much done, I just have a couple more things I want to say before we conclude it. First up, my opinion on Free Roam. I think it's honestly really cool mode. I haven't had much bad to say about it. I enjoy my time in Free Roam, what can I say? I like the fact that I can just drive around in course that isn't Rainbow Road, which I find annoying, but it also allows me to easily get footage. And as you see, I was mostly just playing in Free Roam unless I was in Rainbow Road, then I had to do a versus race. But at the end of the day, I enjoy Free Roam. I just personally think that there isn't really much to do, like, besides the P-switch missions and collecting stuff and being a pretty easy way to get items, to get skins. There isn't much to do in Free Roam, and that's kind of a shame. Also, I have to know, is there a Black Yoshi? If there's not Black Yoshi, I'm dropping this game to 0 out of 10. But if there is, then I don't know. But it's not that serious. But yeah, that's honestly, I like Free Roam. Now, when it comes to versus races, it's classic Mario Kart. You can just have 4 unconnected races in all 3 laps. I personally like that. It gives classic fans something to leech onto, and something to show. Like, you can play Toad's Factory with all 3 laps. Right? You can do that. Time trials. Oh, I guess I should also mention the reverse thing as well. The reverse thing, yeah, it's honestly a great thing to use in time trials, but nowhere else. So it's like, if you do that in a race, like, man, that is not, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. It's just me. It's just me. It's a waste of damn time. But if you're doing time trials, it allows you to perfect certain shortcuts. Like, for example, there's this shortcut in Toad's Factory that I sucked at in the beginning, but now I'm actually way better at it now to do better because I constantly reversed, and now I can more easily land the shortcut. Now allows me to win more races. Overall, I gotta say, I can't really much. But overall, I would give this game probably an 8.5 out of 10 to a 9 out of 10. This is a really good game, but it's not better than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I think that game, this has a long way to go to be better than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, in my opinion. Like, maybe if they release a DLC at the same level of it and bring back Maple Freeway, then we'll start talking. But until then, this is still probably my second or third favorite Mario Kart game. I don't know where I place Mario Kart Wii currently. I think this is probably my second favorite Mario Kart game. Mario Kart Wii is going down a spot because, I don't know, I just, like, the game looks terrible. It looks even worse than Double Dash. But overall, that's honestly all I have to say. I don't have much else to talk about, so yeah, I'm just gonna let the rest of this play and enjoy your time. And have a good one, everyone. Have a good one.